Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Sim live stream. Today it's the 27th of January 2026. It's 4 minutes past 8 in the evening. We're back in XP12 for the first ever time, actually, on my brand new Chill Blast PC, and it's running beautifully smoothly. Here we are with X-Plane Map Enhancement, that was what it's called, XPME, in Los Angeles with all the scenery, settings quite high, and I'm getting about 60 FPS, so pretty happy with that. Today we're going to be flying the latest version of the ZIBO MOD 737 into Telluride. This is a destination in Colorado at around 9,000 feet. Not designed to take commercial jet airliner traffic like a Boeing 737, however, it's a narrow runway, but it should be long enough, and with a little bit of configuration and a little bit of tweaking here and there, we should be able to get in. So we'll have to see how we get on today. Flight time around 1 hour and 20 minutes. Of course, we're flying as Alpaca Airways, and it's so good. This is the first ever time I've used X-Plane Map Enhancement. This is basically like ortho tiles, but streamed online, like in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Of course, the textures aren't as good, or it looks quite as good as it does in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's such an improvement, and I don't need to download ortho tiles manually. It's just streamed in. It's completely free to try out, so I do encourage you to go and try it out indeed. We don't have any ATC at the moment. It's around midday here in Los Angeles, but we'll now zoom on in towards the aircraft, see what we've got in chat today. Isaac Aviation, hope you're doing well. X-Plane looking absolutely stunning in the new setup now. I know, and it's running so smoothly. In fact, I get no stuttering at all when Microsoft Flight Simulator is running really well, but I get a few occasional stutters when looking around, but I haven't seen a single one in this sim. Good afternoon, Mark Freeman. Good afternoon. I'll wave as you fly over en route. Excellent. You'll have to tell us where you are. Will Hayward. Ah, dang, there's an invalid Nightbot command. What did you try and type? Nightbot should be here any second. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Phew, glad you're back. Not seen a stream for so long. Yes, I've just about recovered from our stream on Saturday. Well done, everyone. That was an incredible job we did to raise. I think it was just over £5,300 for Help for Heroes. The page is now closed. The money's gone. In total, I think it's just under £32,000 raised for charity since we did it. So I look forward to once we get to 110,000 subscribers for repeating that feat. Once again, thank you all for your contributions on that day. Gary Field, I hope you're doing well. Spitfire RAF 100. Polder Pilots here. Good evening to you. You're doing very well indeed. And John Padfield have said hello to as well. Steve M4005, I saw you here right at the stream. Beginning of the stream. I hope you're doing well. So this is just stock LA scenery. The beauty of X-Plane 12 is the default airports are absolutely brilliant. They just out of the box, very little modifications are needed, and the detailed textures, all the stamp markings are there. It looks really, really nice. Add Sim Heaven X World as well, as it's even better. I'll have to look at that Gary Field at some point. I think there's a few little enhancements I need to make. Why is that so loud? There we are. But yeah, I've got a few plugins installed. I set up X-Plane up yesterday, so all I'm using is sort of X-Pilot for obviously VATSIM, Avitab, Better Pushback, Fly with Lure, to basically use this B2 volume control. I haven't got the landing rate calculator. I have got rid of the overlay at the top because I got the sort of general consensus people weren't too bothered, and to get the overlay to work during a stream required downloading XPUI PC, which is about 5 years out of date, and it's no longer updated. Now there's the overlay, so I thought we'll try clean stream. I might get an overlay in the future as long as it looks nice and minimalistic as well. So yeah, a couple of things to announce. Contrail I am now an official partner with, which I shared with on social media. So if you guys want any Flight Sim add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator and you want 10% off, just click in the link in the video description below, choose your scenery, aircraft, whatever, and you just get 10% off. It's a win-win situation. I get a small amount of commission for that, but again, no pressure. It's just something that's a bit of fun there as well. And of course, Chill Blast, I'm hoping to work with in the future to get some decent discounts on new PC builds. Again, there's a link to Chill Blast in the video description below. I'm not going to be plugging that all stream, but it's just something that will help the channel grow further forward. Anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft. We are, I mean, just look how smooth everything is in the simulator. It's yeah, butter smooth here. I'm just going to put some music on in the background here. Oh, why is that not started? There we are. Oh, I haven't heard this one for a while. But yeah, it's so smooth. No stuttering at all as we look around, and we're just using X-Plane as we did in the past. And hopefully you'll see sort of how you can make X-Plane 12 look reasonable with the scenery. The weather en route is really nice, and that's important for our destination Telluride with this high elevation airport. There's very few, if any, commercial flights. It's mostly business jets that go into this airport today, so thankfully the weather's all looking good. Simbe UK, thank you very much. 14 months pumps, remember. It took over a year, but I finally quite like the 737. Brilliant. Well, yes, you've only ever flown the Airbus, and I know you quite love the A350, but you're moving over to 737. Fantastic. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Good evening to you. HMS Daring 1, yeah, we're in the latest version. ZIBO sent me a version just before the start of the stream, so we're in 40521. I did a little bit of a test sector yesterday in 40520. They've got rid of, or ZIBO's fixed the premature rotation at 80 knots, and it seemed to handle quite well. I was lacking a little bit of pitch authority pitching down, but otherwise it seems to be a step in the right direction. Of course, this version has working CPDLC, but being in the United States, I don't think I'll be able to test that today if we do get any ATC. Version is X-Plane up to now anyway. 12.3, I'm not using the beta just for stability reasons. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. So we'll get the battery on, GPU on the bus, electric hydraulic pumps we can turn on, landing gear lever is down, we then check all the aircraft's ship's library and documentation. What's going on here? Oh my goodness me. I think I just need to turn on my... bear with me. If you turn it off and on again, 99% of the time it fixes the problem, just like a real aeroplane. There we are. So battery on, electric hydraulic pumps are on, landing gear lever is down, ship's libraries checked. Let's do the fault and fire test. So smooth. I was actually looking at my last X-Plane stream, and I mean, it was not bad on my old PC with the performance, but it's just so much smoother on this one. Fault test complete, fire test, fire warning lights, bell, overheat wheel well, and the fire warning master caution lights illuminated too. Put the emergency exit lights on, push the attend button. So for this sector, if I bring up the operational flight plan, oh no, I haven't set up the shortcut for that yet. Well, I'll have to do it the way I always used to do it. So here's our flight. Look, we're in California, United States of America. I'm going to be flying northeast into Colorado, 1 hour 20 minutes, and here is Telluride. So Telluride is 9,000 feet. It's actually above the maximum permitted altitude that a 737 can land at, unless you have the high altitude version. And then we're going to have to fly this localizer approach later, and we have to fly it in vertical speed. We can't actually use VNAV, and I had to sort of do 1200 feet per minute to stay on the approach, so it's going to be really interesting. But the weather en route is fantastic. Weather here in LA right now, no wind, 10 statute miles, 22 degrees. In Telluride weather, it's 2604 knots, a bit of a tailwind on the approach unfortunately, but it's clear, it's 03037, so it's a really nice day to go skiing in Telluride, which I've been led to believe is the place to go. So look, we'll just take standard operational flight plan for your alternates Grand Junction. So 6.3 tons is all we need, so what we'll do is go down here, ground services, no, fuel weight and balance, airside services, load OFP, and we'll just change the fuel to 6.3, enter and activate, and that will start the boarding process. So the air bridge will connect, the refueling truck will come, it will load the bags and the cargo. On my test sector I didn't land with much fuel at 1.9 tons, that's no good. Siraj says, what are those black squares to the left and right of the overhead panel? There used to be windows in the old aircraft. Yeah, so the original 737, these were windows, so you know, you could sort of do circle to land bank and see out them, but I think most pilots complain about the amount of light coming into the cockpit, so pretty much ever since the 400, the Classic and definitely the NG and Max, they've just been blanked out from the factory, so very well spotted there. What NVIDIA drivers are you running? There was an update today, but I haven't updated, so I think the version is the version prior to the update stage, so I didn't want to update it just before the stream. HMS Daring wasn't astronavigation as well, probably not in the 7.3, but earlier aircraft would have been looking out at the top of the fuselage for sure. Anyway, fueling and boarding's ongoing. Seatbelt signs we can't turn on until fuel is complete. Push the attend button. Flaps are up, which match the indicated position. Config checked. Let's do a cargo fire warning test. Forward aft discharge. Fire warning, master caution as well. No, it shouldn't be a master caution, that was for the doors opening. Forward aft discharge, there we are, fire warning, light and bell. We have the incredibly loud cleaners as usual, they haven't disappeared with the new PC. 2000 standby on the squawk, run around trim's fine, gear extension doors checked, circuit breakers up here, voice recorders on, stall warning test won't be available yet. Oh, Mac speed warning test will be there. 1, 2. Flight recorder's checked. IRS to nav. Check the circuit breakers this side. Emergency escape rope. Safety equipment, tech log. Aircraft's fully serviceable. No defects. Oh yeah, fire extinguishers in the green. Don't forget to check that too. There we are. Yes, the builders are in again, Steve. That is correct. And we have Sam FP7 UK joining as a member. Thank you very much for the support. Glad you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, I should say. And enjoy the custom emoji chat and the members only Discord too. Rather loud cleaners than no cleaners. That's true. Caesar's very clean back there, as they used bricks and mortar to clean the aircraft. Right, what's the situation here with LA? No ATC at all. We do have an auto ATC. Telling us to squawk 7742, so we'll do that now. Don't leave that squawk set for long. 7742, and we'll give ourselves the Orca 5 departure, which we'll brief in a second. Right then, so latest weather conditions are as follows. Let's go here to LAX weather. So yeah, no winds. I think they're taking off westerlies here, so we'll use runway 24 left for departure. Altimeter is 3024, so I'll set that now. Oops, 3024 is set, and the MFRA will set now as well to 1080. Our departure is going to take us over the sea, over the Pacific, so any problems we'll just climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet. 1080 feet set. Lighting I'm pretty much all happy with. We'll just turn on the main panel lighting. Yeah, one thing I'd like to see, in the day, when you turn up the main panel lighting, you'll see sort of the MCP get brighter, but you won't see any backlighting here. So that's something that's always been a thing in X-Plane, but it'll do. Right, let's load up the flight management computer. So index, ident, that's all correct. We've got the latest AirAC installed. Hold on. Yeah, nav data, there we are. Expires February 18th. We're in Los Angeles, KLAX. GPS left. Route, and we can request the flight plan. There we are. Hello Stinger GI, hope you're doing well. Listerman said good evening, silver plated captain and chat, hope you're doing well. A cheeky quick 7700 said John Piltfield, absolutely, let me get rid of the flight plan for you. Careful, Dublin Tower signed my squawk 7504 the other day, almost got disconnected, yes, be careful with that. In real life, you get squawks like that, and I always start from the right hand side first, so I go, right, I'll set the 42 first, then 77, just to avoid getting into trouble. Right then, let's press load. It's all in. We'll activate and execute departure. As I said, it'll be runway 24 left, which is selected, and it will be the Orca 5. Transition via I think it's Las Vegas. Is it Lima Alpha Sierra? I'll have to check the map. Lack of geographical knowledge. Yeah, so the transition, the SID, terminates over Las Vegas. We'll have to look down at the strip from 37,000 feet. The arrival then, once we get into Telluride. Am I pronouncing that correctly, by the way? Telluride. There's no stars, but we're going to fly the localizer only approach for runway 09 via Echo Tango Lima. So lock 09. Echo Tango Lima transition, execute. Just go here. So last spiel. I think it should all be there. Let me just check here. We'll have some time to set this all up properly. There's a lot to think about today on this approach. Onto the missed approach point, and the missed approach is there. Excellent. Right, that's executed the route. And cruise wind uplink ready. Okay, index. What am I doing? That's weird. Oh, why am I pressing init ref and it's not letting me go to the performance page? I think I don't have smart init ref there, not sure. I'm pronouncing it correctly, that's good. Relaxing flight planning music, it's on Listerman. Stinger says, I'm good, thanks, weird one, but I sent you an email probably 12 years ago asking for advice on becoming a pilot. Recently got my PPR. 12? Was that before my YouTube channel? I mean, 12 years ago. The channel's only 9 years old. Maybe it was a prophecy to be fulfilled here or something. Stinger, maybe a little less than that, but congratulations on getting your PPL, regardless if we chatted before. That's a great achievement. Well done, sir. Right, let's have a look here. Zero fuel weight's in. Oh, I know why. This silly tablet. Yeah, you need to put this on to auto for it to start the boarding. Hopefully that'll start the boarding process. Well, we'll put the. I know the actual 038 will be this. It will be 57.1. So I've not... Yeah, that's definitely started it. It's not a complete full load of passengers today because I wanted to limit the landing weight as much as possible because we need to really, because of the elevation, get our speed down. Our true airspeed is going to be a lot higher than our indicated airspeed on the approach, especially if we've got a little bit of a tailwind. So I've limited the passenger numbers to 150. Which reminds me, before I carry on, let's just get New Sky booked in. So Alpaca Airways, free flight passengers, Alpaca, we're 2701. Nothing more original than the date and month. Sorry Americans, I put the date first, then the month, because that is the correct way of doing it. LA to KTEX, I think it is. Telluride, there we are, Boeing 738. Off blocks 2030. Book flight. Oh, really? 2031. There we are. As far as how many flights I've done, well, it was all of the flights from the charity flight. There we are. It's going to be a very busy January for me on the virtual airline. There we are. Start the flight. Perfect. That's all sorted. Hey man, how do you personally choose the call sign? Oh, Metromag, like I just did. Today I chose the date and the month, 2701. Why not? They're just random numbers and letters. Choose whatever you like. Go crazy. Don't overthink it. Right, let's go for reserves for Grand Junction 2.1. Cost index 30. We're cruising at 37,000 feet. Execute. Top of climb wind 257 at 24. That's in. Top of climb ISO -2. Execute. Go to the legs page, route data, and you can put the average wind in, which is here, 311 at 38. Execute. M1 limit. Let's look at the performance. So I've got, we're going to use Navigraph performance calculator here. So we'll go full length today because for our taxi, I don't think there's much opportunity to take an intersection departure. I know it's not very common in the United States, but we'll just go full length. Look, we'll push back here, face north, and then 24 left for departure. So we'll just simply go via Echo 6 or Echo 7. I don't think it really matters. It's a super long runway here in Los Angeles. But anyway, let's grab the operational flight plan, the performance. Takeoff 24 left. Weather will get in. Improved climb, yes, if needed. There we are. Speed increase to improve climb limit weight, no problem. So that's giving me 20. Oh, TO1. Assume temperature 51 degrees. Perfect. Takeoff, flap 5. CG is in. ZIBO's reassured me that it will no longer trim up automatically. So 4.75. Speeds are improved climb speed. So we're actually going to put these ones in. 42, 43, 49, 142. 143, 149. There we are. So that's all set. And don't forget to set V2 149, 340. It's a bit fast. 149 knots here. It'll be actually quicker as you use this. Cool. Happy days. And how do you choose the cruise flight level? Metroman Triple D says use SimBrief. The automatically generated flight plan is absolutely fine. Your depot on, nav transfer display switch is normal auto, fuel, 4 pumps, no fuel in the centre tank. We always check the crossfeed on the first sector, bright, dim, bright, off. That's all configured and set. Panel brightness, we'll turn that up. Again, and during the day there'd be no light illuminated at all, you wouldn't see this. Window heat on, that's all okay and set. Cabin we'll imagine is secure. Already use an auto already. Trim airs on, packs auto. That's all set. This should be on steady. We'll start the APU. Perfect. Right onto the MCP. So flight directors are already on. There we are. And our departure then. Runway heading. We'll just have a quick look at here. Runway 24 left. We'll just set the heading and courses to this. So 251. So 251. Set the heading bug and 251 coming up on the courses. You have to. I'm on the wind control MCP here. Yokecam still doesn't work in Streamlabs because they still won't allow, since their arse update, well, it's a bug. 2 cameras of the same manufacturer won't work. But I do have Yokecam. Hello, wearing a shirt today. But yeah, unfortunately, if I select MCP cam, there you go, you just get this blank box. It doesn't pick up the camera at all, but I've tried everything to fix it. Unfortunately not working. So that's all set, 251, 251, 251. I think the initial stop altitude might be 3,000 feet, but I'll double check the SID in a second. Auto brake RTO, reset fuel flow. Jim, you can have the legs page. Trim set. Radio tuning panels all set. Radio aileron and rudder trims all set as well. Cool. So I'll pop that on the bus. Disconnect GPU. There we are. Not using wing tonight. Oh, every time tail order group. So yeah, as I was saying, unfortunately, there it is. Look, there's my MCP. You can see it up there. My camera for Streamlabs did an update. This is the streaming software I use. And basically, if you have two identical webcams, which I do, I have the Logitech webcams. Prior to the update, no issue at all, and I've been streaming with two cameras for about 6 months or so. And there was an update which, unfortunately, meant that two identical cameras it just doesn't work, and it's been reported as a bug. Lots of people have complained, so it's going to hopefully be fixed. Otherwise, I might have to get a second webcam, but there we have to go. Mr. Lee, late to the party, but do the US use half altitudes? 13,500 is a new one for me. So that altitude was actually from my little test sector to Telluride yesterday, because 13,500 is the missed approach altitude for Telluride, so it doesn't update from your last flight, which is realistic, to be fair. Cool, so we're due out in 5 minutes. Let me order some better pushback. So there we are. What we'll do is click this, go around like this, and do this.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Perfect. Edo says, PA requested. Uh-oh. Metrobands, I guess you're a real pilot, so what do you say to passengers about the flight? Do you say flight time, weather at destination? PA requested. Should I do a PA, yes or no? Whilst you answer that in chat, we'll just brief the taxi. So we're going to push back to face north. We'll take a second right onto Echo, and then we'll just go full length runway 24 left. This is the departure, the Orca 5. So runway 24 left, climb on runway heading 251 to 640 feet, then direct across Telluride at or below 3,000. So we'll stop off at 3,000. You know what, I'll just get continuous climb. I should think that happens most of the time. So I'll set 230. Okay, so it's like a heading select initially.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Then expect a left turn to cross Clipper, which is over the airport. Clipper. At or above 10,000, then on 044 to cross Kegs, 13 to 190, and then to Cop, and then Orca. So basically, it's straight ahead. We'll get to 3,000 feet, guys, and then we'll make a left turn to go overhead Clipper, and then continue en route. Alright, so there we are. That's all complete. You should make a PA every stream. No, but I will do a PA. I have to really think this, okay? So it's so easy to say my operator, and I'm in the US here. Alright, so what would I say?
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
I will. Hold on. So I'll say something like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Captain speaking. My name's Jebediah. I'd like to welcome aboard this Alpaca Airways flight 2701 to Telluride. Joined on my flight deck, Senior First Officer Jim, and in the cabin today is Janet, Jane, Julia, and Jude. Paperwork's ready and complete. Sending off that to the company. We push it back in 3 minutes. Taxi out to runway 24 left over the Pacific, making a left turn after departure. We'll then fly directly over LA towards Las Vegas and continue northeast towards Telluride. Flight time 1 hour 20 minutes, 37,000 feet for the cruise. Expecting smooth conditions. Right now, Telluride, late weather conditions. Calm winds, clear skies, temperatures 0. Shortly, the cabin crew will be showing you a safety demonstration. This is your safety and for those around you. Please ask you your full attention, even if you've already seen it before. Once again, you're very welcome aboard. I've said that a lot. There you are. Julia Roberts. Oh, American accent. Hey, y'all. Welcome on board this Alpaca. No, I'm not doing that again. Brilliant. Alright. A lot of people unsubscribed there. We're ready to go, 2 minutes ahead of schedule, so there's no ATC. So I'll pop the APU bleed on. PA's complete. Performance is done. I've done all my briefings. You do your route check, your instrument cross checks, your emergency briefings, the taxi and SID we've briefed, and we'll go from there. There we are. What's the correct field of view height in real life? Could you show us? Honestly, the position I have here, I'm sort of happy. So the way I sort of teach it in the type rating, you have the top of the glare shield is sort of put your eye so it's sort of flat, and that's sort of probably the correct. There you go. That's the correct position. I should probably save that. I have it usually a little bit lower in the sim, but there we are. Something like, oops. Let me just. I'm going to save that actually. There we are. That's probably a bit more realistic. But sometimes when I'm on the approach for you guys to get a better view, I sometimes move the head view down there. Alpaca Airways. Romulus, brutal. Romulus, thanks for your help yesterday as well, trying to sort out the. I had my X-Plane settings too high initially, and it was absolutely killing my brand new PC. But I've sort of played around with it. I'm happy with what I've done. So back's off, anti-collision light on, parking brake. We can release. So we're clear. Push to start. Oh no, hold on. There we are. That's done.
Starting pushback,
Oh,
and you may start engine.
So I'm in America here. I should be. Let's just turn the music off here. I should be on CTAF frequency. So should I be on the tower or the ground frequency? What's the CTAF frequency for LA? Can anyone tell me? I always forget this in America. Right, I'll just go to 122.8 for now. I know it's not correct to be on advisory in America, but someone will find me the right frequency. I'm quite glad to have so many people in chat today. 320 people. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for popping in. If you are enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the links to Chill Blast and Contrail, my new partners. 10% off all flight sim add-ons on the Contrail store. 1-to-1. I've got two frequencies here. 120950. 950. Alright. Let's turn these volumes up slightly. Start engine number 2. How smooth is X-Plane? Does it look good, guys? Can you actually tell the difference? I hope you can on my new PC. It's super smooth. Alright, starting 2. Oh, hold on. Oh, my camera's got stuck. Beautiful day here. Alright. N2, oil pressure, N1, 25% fuel in. Check the spark valve, bright, dim and off. I always like the ZIBO sounds, I don't know. Boris does kill it in the PMDG, but the X-Plane ones, the ZIBO ones are great. Awesome. Oh, .ctaf KLAX in X-Pilot will tell you. Oh really? I never knew that. I'm going to try that now. Oh, where do I put that? In messages? Unknown command. I don't know.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Starting 1.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And 2. Z-Money, charity stream you did was incredibly noble. Kudos. Well, thank you so much. We have done that since we passed 50,000 subscribers every 10,000 subscribers, and I will continue to do that as long as I keep streaming on YouTube. N2, N1 oil pressure, fuel on, spar valve, dim bright off. We'll also start the timer when we do the engine starts, but a single pilot in this aircraft, there's too much going on. Oh, awesome, Gary. They fixed the quick, fast engine spool up. I saw you mentioning that in Discord earlier. Watch the vid. It's only 6 minutes long. How to call for an ambulance with CPDLC. Hey, that's cool. I've never had to do a medical emergency with CPDLC.
Tow is disconnected and
cool for plenty of
bypass
ambulances
has been
before.
removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you
So yeah,
next
this
time,
view I
and
chose
have a
earlier is
great flight.
great on the approach, but sort of taxiing around, you don't really get the best view. So I'll probably just reset it for taxi. Now something like that. Alright, cool. Generators on, APU off. We'll just wait until we've seen the pin. Like if you posted a link. Links won't work, buddy. You'll be blocked for posting links because obviously all sorts of things can be posted there. Right, pins all seen. So generators on, APU, start switches, continuous, probes on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, packs auto, isolation auto, APU bleeds off and set, flaps to 5, flight controls, forward, back, left, right, rudders, right and left. Perfect. Recall, blank lower DU, and then we'd complete the before taxi checklist. Perfect. So, as discussed, no ATC here, so we're going to taxi out straight ahead. We'll take the second right onto Echo, and then just taxi to the whole point. And we'll do some C-taffing whilst we're here. X-Pilot, there we are. LA traffic, Alpaca 2701, taxiing to runway 24 left, departure to the east. Alright, perfect. Clear left. Clear right. There's that famous... Actually, is this a default airport? I think all this detail here. It's probably one of the ones that X-Plane have spruced up. Alright, config. Yeah, the small up time's fine. And then it will go up really quickly. Yeah, perfect. Alex, finally X-Plane again. Whoop! Prefer the flight model to the previous versions of the ZIBO. I've not really flown it enough. Stephen, is that anti-collision switch colour got a texture issue? Is it supposed to be red? Yes, so certain airlines have painted their anti-collision light red for situation awareness. So I painted mine red in the ZIBO mod. Oh, of course, because X-Plane, the cameras are just better. Oh, it's just smooth. Butter smooth. Well, I feel like I'm completely off the taxi line here, eh? Hold on. Where am I going? That's the problem with doing external views. There we are. We'll cross over to Delta now. Yeah, it looks super good. Super good. New word. New word of the day. Awesome. Yeah, it's the only aircraft I have installed at the moment in X-Plane. Super good enough. Yeah, we'll do that one list of him. Alright, so config we've checked. Flaps we have 5 green light, stab trim 4.7 units set. Takeoff briefing. Pax auto bleeds on, V speed set 42, 43, 49 set on the MCP. Departure is going to be the Orca 5. It's a runway heading departure 3,000 feet. As there's no ATC, we'll continuously climb, but at 3,000 feet we'll make a left turn to come back over the airfield towards Clipper, left turn kegs onwards to Orca. We'll climb straight up to flight level 230, the top altitude on the SID. NADP 2, treat it as NADP 2. EOCID, it will be simply runway heading 3,000 feet over the Pacific, deal with the issue, and probably come back into LA. That's reviewed. Imagine the cabin is secure. There we are. Checks complete. I think that might be the cabin crew digging. How do I respond to that? Do I just do that? I heard something ding. Oh, Matches, why is the master caution? It's just like a loose button. Perfect. Well, X-Plane does look much better. This is just stock airport, stock scenery. I have to say XPME looks amazing, and I'm going to only use that moving forward and no longer use Ortho. I have just the free basic one. The textures aren't quite as good as it was with Ortho at a higher zoom level, but for me, I'm more than happy with it. It's the perfect way of testing it today, because it's going to be completely clear on this 1 hour 20-minute sector. Alright, looks like there's no traffic on final on 24 left. I think they usually land on 24 right. Looks all clear. And Los Angeles traffic, Alpaca 2701 taking off runway 24 left. Alrighty. Better actually do some checks. Oh, what a crap lineup. Too busy doing the job of the first officer. There we are. That'll do. I'll sort it out. Just bring it to a stop. Alright. Oh, I love the bumpiness of it as well. That's so cool. So MCP is set, transponder TARA, strobe lights are on, landing lights are on, we're cleared for takeoff. Let's go to Telluride, Colorado, flight time 1 hour 20 minutes. Toker's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Oh yes, we're going to do the flyby again. Ah, there we are. Stabilised, timer. Set takeoff first. 88.4. Takeoff thrust set indications normal. Checked, release forward pressure. That looks great. Good to see the nose not coming up.
V1, rotate.
Go. Oh, a bit more back pressure than I was expecting. Oh, a lot more back pressure. They've definitely changed something. It's not bad though. More back pressure than what was required in the past, but not bad at all.
$400.
LNAV. That's the best thing about X-Plane. Love it.
1,000.
1,000 feet. We'll bug up. So remember, as we discussed, we'll climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet. You're actually on a vector, so we'll go heading select. VT plus 15, flat 1. It's quite hard to fly whilst looking outside, but give it a go. Oh yeah, flaps up. So I'll hand fly the turn just to see how it is. Forgot I could look around using my little... What the ships are these ships usually here in the Pacific? Don't know. They are today. Alright, let's trim for flight directors. No, that shouldn't happen, Gary. I meant to have muted the alerts. Hello, Gary. You can get that flyby view with Chase Plane in 2024. I've heard. I installed XPME at the weekend as well. It's great, fantastic. Yes, I have heard. I might look at Chase Plane. Right, there's 3,000 feet. Let's give ourselves the left turn. Now, usually, when pilot flying is hand flying, the MCP is manipulated by pilot monitoring. So obviously you need to concentrate on hand flying the aircraft. There we are. Right, I'm trying to do another flyby whilst I hand fly. It's a beautiful day to go flying. Try and get her in trim. Pretty much there. Let's have a go. So smooth as well, not a single stutter. Quite trim looks off the flight director. So what we can do now is go in the FMC, route direct to Clipper as per the SID, execute. LNAV available. LNAV. Just maintain this speed. Oh, they are that close to shore, that's cool. Yeah, I have to say then, it does handle very nicely. I know I've got new Scott, let's just going to do some little general handling exercises. So beautifully in trim here, so let's... Yeah, roll rate's very good. You very rarely make inputs like this. Pitch is good. Yeah, that's much better. Because we're lacking pitch authority. So I think there's been some tweaks since the last update, but... we never commercial operations make full inputs like that, but if needed, say for example upset recovery, you might need to make full inputs, which when we train on the type rating in the level D, the inputs I'm making, I'm sort of getting the expected reaction. The only other one we'll do is secondary effects of rudder. So once we get inbound to Clipper, just accelerate to 220 knots, still need to do the after takeoff checklist as well. Yeah, it's the flight director response is very good, sort of making the appropriate pitch commands to ensure that it flies the selected modes appropriately. Alright, so we're just gonna mess around here. So just little look at the secondary effects. So what I'm going to do is get it trimmed for 220 knots. So yeah, when the aircraft's in trim, you can do that. Look, and it does nothing. So let's just put a little bit of left rudder. I just want to make sure it rolls after. Yeah, very good. So these are secondary effects of flight controls. This is something that was lacking in Microsoft Flight Sim and the PMDG. However, it has improved in 2024. Same with right, look, yaw, then roll, and then you let go, and it sort of yaws back. Very, very good. Well, look, just from general handling around, seems all pretty darn good for a desktop simulator to be. Alright, Command A, let's do the after takeoff checklist. So, gears off, water brakes off, go to VNAV, do the pre-cruise checks as well. Air conditioning and pressurization 4.0, climbing, set. Raise the passengers belts. So after takeoff checklist and the pre-cruise checks are all complete. And this is XPME, guys. X-Plane Map Enhancement. Not bad at all. So this streams in, like in Microsoft Flight Simulator, all the scenery. You've got to have it. The default textures are so poor. But it's a beautiful route. This is why I chose this route stage. You know, right over, is it the Colorado Mountains? Well, I don't know actually, but it's a really nice route. Hello, Wycliffe. Don't forget there are many real-world pilots involved in the dev and beta tasting of the ZIBO. Oh, I know. I'm sort of not as much input now, but I've worked for ZIBO for the past 8 years, providing feedback to him where possible, albeit not as much as I used to. Mr. Wycliffe. How much is XPME? It's free. This is completely free, John. There is a paid version which improves the texture, so you can see. Look, it's. Oh look, there's a. What's the chances? I just look out the window. There's the Hollywood sign. Look, it's never going to look as good as Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, but you know what? It ain't half bad. Yeah, HMS Daring 1. So that's what I got. RE feedback regarding high resolution textures. You've not seen the improvement. It doesn't seem to be unreasonably priced. However, I did read on Reddit that they might not be technically allowed to charge or something. I don't know, because it's. I'm happy with the free version for now, especially when every time I download Ortho, which thankfully I don't need to do it anymore for previous streams. It's usually overcast conditions, so you never see anything. So, Domino, you nearly made me spit my drink out. Imagine if it said shed shit. Unbelievable. There we are. Anyway, ETA 22:01, just over an hour and 15 minutes. FPS right now 55-60. I would probably get 30 on the old build. This is with a lot of the sliders quite high. I've not capped the FPS in X-Plane. Just looking at boring performance stuff on my PC. So yeah, PC's doing well. I've got 50% GPU utilization. This is already using more VRAM than my old card could. I was capped at 10. This is 32. RAM, it's all good. So, you know, I could probably crank the settings up a little higher, but I've got a nice balance between quality and performance, I think. Oh yeah, hoi hi. X-Plane looks so much better, or so good compared to what it used to be. Yeah, I mean, remember, without XPME, this would just be default boring textures, but yeah, maybe with the pay version these look a little better, but I have to say, you know, it's not bad, is it? Let's have a little look outside. Just turn these sounds down. Yeah, it's very nice. Set standard fake holder. I pressed it on my wind control. Flyby LA. Ah, flyby is so cool. Oh, it makes me want to fly the Phoenix 742 so bad. Perfect. Southwest to Sim, hope you're doing well. Last hour I was supposed to have a chill flight from Denver to Bozeman, is that pronounced? To test new flight model ZIBO.20. Suddenly all around decided the same Arrived to Bozeman finally. I spotted 9 crafts. Southwest to Sim, you've lost me there slightly, but good luck on your adventure. Talking about Bose, I took the plunge and ordered myself a new Bose headset because my A20s have had it. They've done me well, 12 years old, but last time I flew, I had to switch to the airborne KLAX ones. Because the intercom was a bit intermittent, I had a little fray on the cable. So if anyone wants some A20s now, I'm going to get them refurbished and have them as a spare. But I took the plunge on some A30s. I was going to get another pair of A20s, but they should last me. My A20s last me 15 years. Because I'm in the sim now, I only do about 300 to 400 hours a year. Continue climbing to cruise 370. They should hopefully, I hope, last the rest of my career. So 370 set. Here's a little quirk with the 7.3. If you're in outer choir and you increase the altitude, it selects vertical speeds. You've got to make sure you go back to VNAV. So that has caught pilots out in the past. So there's our cruise levels set on the overhead panel, MCP, and the cruise page. 12115. Oh, it's unbelievably smooth. X-Plane. It's like a single stutter. Sign the A20s and do it on a rigged giveaway. It needs to be repaired first. Hello Hayden, hope you're doing well. N2, well done for your Seattle ice hockey team. I saw you won. What's with the plain shirt? Weren't we promised you a uniform? I went out for a nice lunch today with my wife and my aunt and our daughter, so I'm still in my smart attire. What's wrong with this shirt? What's wrong with it, guys? You won't see my uniform ever. I don't know why I said that on the charity stream. I feel guilty because we actually made the target, and I did say if we raised £5,000 to help the heroes, I'd wear my uniform. Dolno, how does it feel to know that you're buying your last headphones? It sounds depressing. I suppose. There you go, look, X-Plane Map Enhancement, guys. Looks amazing. This is it's free. Unbelievable. And it's just, it's going to save me so much time planning streams. It's great. You just launch XPME, then you launch X-Plane through the utility, and off you go. Oh, this is a question for you, X-Plane users. The only way I can get X-Pilot to work on my new PC is to run it as administrator. If I don't run it as administrator, I don't get any audio through X-Pilot, which I never had before. I don't know if that's something on my new computer, but who knows. Yeah, guys, Domino's opinion, it looks better than Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I mean, you guys be the judge. I have to admit, I think you're right. It's a little bit sharper. Ellis, does it cover the whole world? Yep. Satellite imagery for the whole world. Amazing. It's pretty good, isn't it? And a great performance. Oh, Andy, thanks for the input, man. Run X-Plane 12 and X-Pilot both as administrator. Ah, interesting. Nice and silent outside the plane. Speeding on our way up to Colorado. Wycliffe says, I think that might be an install issue. X-Pilot, I have no issues with X-Pilot. My suggestion, uninstall and reinstall. Yeah, did that. Still didn't work until I saw on Google AI suggested running as an administrator, and it works. So I've already done a clean install. Max, can you run XPME alongside installed Ortho so I can have some sharper bits whilst I'm flying helicopters? That's a good question. I don't know. It isn't as sharp as sort of, if you zoom right in it, the same as Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can sort of see all the textures, but you don't often do that at 37,000 feet. So for GA, I think obviously Microsoft Flight Sim is going to be a better sim to cater for your GA flying. But John, no need to repair the A27 KLAX designs. They're distressed. Hold on, where are they? Give me 2 seconds. I'll show you their condition. Yeah, so here's my 15-year-old Bose A20s in their original bag. Still looks in quite good condition, actually. There we are. This is what 8,000 hours in a 737 does to a Bose headset. I mean, these have been replaced about 5 times. But yeah, they've 8,000 hours experience. Maybe I should sell them. But the problem is this. Yeah, it's a little bit frayed, just from hanging off the 737. Has been banging up on everything there. So look, I can get the cable replaced, and also at the top here, look, that's 15 years of abuse. Look at this; it's like completely you can't see anything on the controls. Yeah, 15. Yeah, bought these in 2012. So yeah, 14 years old actually. So yeah, I bought some A30s. I'm thinking of either getting it refurbished, keeping them as a backup, or selling them in the current state, but I probably won't get what I want for them, so we'll have to see. Southwest Captain has also made a very important comment, and something I have done. I also have the XA Snow plugin installed. Amazing. It works with Ortho, works with stock, and it works with XPME. So we're going to have this beautiful snowy scenery going into Telluride as you would do in real life. XA Snow is an absolute must plug-in for X-Plane 12. Anyway, LA Centre wants me to contact them. It's active. Just turn the volume up slightly as well. Is it LA Centre, Los Angeles Centre? Yeah, LA Centre. Yeah, I think I'm going to do them, Steve, refurb and have them as a spare.
Welcome to send via channel 4 arrival at runway 26 left transition big altimeter 3037. Then via channel 4 26 left walk 48. United 1754 descend maintain file.
Will you throw away the Airbus connector for the A30s? I haven't got the Airbus connector. I don't think it comes with it. Just got the standard 2 plugs. I should get with the what's it need for the 73. LA Centre, hello, it's Alpaca 2701, climb flight level 370, inbound to Navy. No, Navy.
Alpaca 2701, LA Centre, climb maintain flight level 370 and maintain Mach 0.77.
Maintain Mach 0.77 and climb flight level 370, Alpaca 2701. No, 19. That's that song I was thinking of. He wants 77 in the cruise, fine. Hello, Lee. Good evening from a wet and cold London. Oh, yes, so much rain today. Aircraft there as well. Oh, cool. So I changed my X-Pilot settings so the contrails look a bit more realistic. Last a bit longer. Not an Alpaca, it's a little business jet. Oh, it's a Learjet. You guys are the experts. What aircraft's that? He's high. Try to seal them in resin and mount them on the wall next to your YouTube plaque. Oh yes, my YouTube plaque, which I need to put on the wall still.
Level 222 contact, so Cal approach 128.05. 128.05,
There we are, 370. Oops, forgot to select airports on my EFIS panel. There we are, and fuel at 2.3. It's a bit tight, isn't it? Crikey, better get in. There we are. There is the beautiful scenery below.
Alpaca 2701, maintain Mach 0.74, turn right, heading 090, vectors for sequence.
Riding 090 degrees and reducing to Mach 0.74, Alpaca 2701. That sucks. Speeding to vent 74, heading 090 with a 10 degrees angle of bank. Dandrani, L-35. Oh, is that the aircraft? A Challenger? I don't know. I don't know. My business jets I'm terrible with. The business jets I just don't get. My goodness, incredible generous donation there, JK Max. Thank you so much for the 50 euros, buddy. Andrew membered the channel. Thank you.
Hello, Captain. I hope everything's going great.
Very well, thank you.
Congrats for your 100k subscribers.
Thank you.
Well deserved. I wish I could be more in your lives, but I watch them in my free time. Keep the good work.
Oh, JK Max, that was super generous. Thank you so much for your 50 euros. We'll get ourselves a bottle of wine and think of you, JK Max. Raise a toast. Very generous of you, thank you. And you know, everyone has very busy lives, but as a member, and to all the members, don't forget you can always contact me. Someone actually messaged me on Discord today, and the first thing he did, he wanted to ask me a question about the 7.3, and the first thing he did was apologise. I said, guys, don't need to apologise. As members, DM me, tag me, I'm here at your service. Alright, thank you very much, JK Max. Hello, RB Aviation, notice you on the frequency, hope you're having great fun. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, nice to be in the US again. That's why I'm streaming a little bit later.
Your transmitting is just Delta. I'm not sure what's going on, but your transmitting is qualifying just AL zone
number. Look at that, guys. I'll show you my settings after. Remind me, guys, to show you my settings. I'll show you after landing in Telluride. They're not maxed out. I maxed out and I was actually getting about 30 FPS, and it was really lagging. So I actually went on Q8 Pilot's video. He has a video on all the settings in X-Plane. They're fantastic. So I'd recommend checking out Q8 Pilot for any X-Plane settings. I set them to his, and it was actually wow, I was getting quite triple the FPS, smoother. Big textures and clouds are on max. Mr. Lee, do you have to use Bose or can you use any brand? Headphone stopper in the flight deck.
2701, turn left heading 360.
Left heading 360 degrees. Alpaca 2701. 90 degree turn to the north. This is certainly wiggling us around the skies. There's no such thing. When I joined, I had my operator. I had some Sennheisers worth about 200 quid. I had them for years, but you know the 7.3 cockpit is loud, and when you're doing the Canaries, you want noise cancelling. And when I got the actually no, I actually got some Aviation X's first, Bose Aviation X, which I got second hand, and then I got the A20s. But the X's I didn't have for long, only for a couple of years. Then I traded that. Bose used to do a trade-in scheme 14 years ago, so I traded those in and got the A20s for half price. That was a long time ago. Matt Feder, better start setting your minimums now. Yeah, they're really high on this approach. We've still got a while until top of descent. I'll start setting up about 30 minutes away, because we've got a lot to talk about today. Oh my god, I've just seen chat. What's happened? Oh, DGS 4000. You've just gifted 10 members. That's incredibly generous. In fact, I'm going to have to turn off the alert box for a second. It's going to go off continuously. DGS 4000, a member of the channel for over 6 months. You've just gifted 10 members. We've got Ellis, Calabardi, Jesse, David Stoker, the Dorotti, Daniel Patterson, Victor Mushtin, Doug, and Bruno Bright, all gifted memberships on behalf of DGS 4000. That's very, very generous. Thank you. He goes, enjoy, boys. That's incredible. Thank you very much, and welcome all as members for your month's free membership. Come join the Discord. Feel free to have a chat with me, and you can participate in our 74th members only group flight in a couple of weeks' time as well. Awesome. Thank you for your subscription, Telluride. Welcome aboard. HMS Daring One recently flew a return sector to the Canaries from UK. Oh, it's boring. We'll try doing there a backer today. Canaries, I don't mind doing the odd one, but when you got 3 in a row or more, it's can be quite tough. Another thing regarding membership, guys, I've had a few issues. I didn't realise Discord had stopped syncing with my YouTube server, so for a whole month anyone that joined as a member was unable to join the server. I wasn't actually, I checked my inbox and I had about 10 people messaging, but it's been manually resynced and automatic synchronization is set, so check the link. Discord provided those syncs, I know, exactly.
know, cleared ILS.
I'm not sure how Discord works over. Must I leave when my subscription is paused, or does it auto-kick, or can I escape? So it automatically detects an active subscription, and then once it, you know, and again, I'm not one to ever push it, but you know, people come and go all the time as members. So yes, once your free month is up, it'll keep going until the month, or if you cancel it, and then you get 24-hour grace period, and then it auto kicks you out basically. Otherwise it wouldn't be fair.
Mach 180 Greater, we are able...
Domino, do you need to charge the A20s, or how does the active noise cancelling work? So the active noise cancelling has, let me show you, a couple of AA batteries. So I just have rechargeable ones, because obviously they get used all the time. I mean, I'll show you how old my headset is. The little slot for the back of them doesn't work. So this is on a little rubber thing. It just falls off. Actually, I don't have disposable batteries in. I've just got some Energizer Maximus. So I don't know how the A30s work, but I think it's similar. But yeah, that used to be on a little rubber peel, but this is completely knackered. And you know, I really look after them. It's not like I've abused them. It's just 14 years of wear and tear. And, well, yeah, nearly 8,000 hours sat in an aeroplane. And that's only flight hours, doesn't include safety pilot and all the other stuff I've done. So,
2701, maintain Mach 0.78.
And now accelerating to 0.78, Alpaca 2701. That's very random.
There are 5.
So I had a real tour of the US. This is definitely not going to help my fuel on arrival. There we are, 7.8. Actually, I might be able to close the speed window. And we'll just see what the econ is. 271 knots, that's a bug. It shouldn't give me an indicated airspeed at this level. It should go econ to a Mach number. Told VNAV to do 7.8. Yeah, I got my money's worth out of them 2 tons. Oh, Zaf, I've got a few people flying on VATSIM that's recognising my voice. You're on frequency, have a great flight. I'll be on the Southwest Airlines landing in Vegas. Ah, we're about to fly over Vegas in about...
2701, proceed direct to Vegas, VOR.
No, to the Vegas VOR, Alpaca 2701. Lass. Execute LNAV available. LNAV's engaged. And I'll show you how to find frequencies for VORs in the FMC if you like, guys. So you press init-ref, index, nav data, type in the beacon, and navigate ident. There you go, 16.9. That way you can tune it manually. Oh, I need to get all the...
Do not exceed Mach 0.78.
I need to get the plug-in to make the radio tuning panel work. Oh no, it's got this annoying VOR course lines option. I'm going to have to turn that off in the tablet. How do I change it here? Config. Displays, FMS. I hate them. I don't like these course lines. It's an option I think from Boeing. I've seen it in the PMDG as well. Must have that off. It annoys me. Displays maybe. There we are. Off. Home. Save. Quick save. Ah, that's better. HMS steering 1. What was the reason ATC slowed and turned you? For spacing, but then told me to speed up again, so it sort of didn't probably have to go on that crazy heading to now then be accelerated, but that's what they're for. So I guess this is a slight XPME look. The photos that were taken were probably on different days look, so you have these slight differences in lighting, but I think you get the same Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's not that bad. Steve, yeah, it clutches up the ND, exactly. MHFN8LR, do you fly GA sometimes? No GA flying at all. I actually got scrolling through Instagram earlier, and it came up with an advert to fly in the back of a Spitfire, 30 minutes, £5,000. I'd love to do that. It's yeah, there they had all sorts of different experiences. Actually, it was a bit. They had an offer on, so I think it was like 3.5 or 4. After maybe when I retire. Great question, Brian Crossman. Why do we reduce the angular bank when above flight level 300? So, in heading select, the aircraft will bank whatever heading you bug. Sorry, it will bank to whatever you have the angular bank selected to. So I'm changing this on the wind control MCP. Now, at high altitude, if we bank at 25 or 30 degrees, if you're close to sort of above your optimum or close to your maximum cruise level. As the aircraft turns, the airspeed over the wing can go supersonic, and that's called can also be called Mach buffet. So basically, when the airflow goes over the wing, it goes supersonic. The angle of attack at which stall occurs lowers, and you get this buffeting. So we limit the angle of bank when we're above 30,000 feet. Now the good news is LNAV has inbuilt protection to ensure that it can bank. So LNAV will bank over 10, but it has inbuilt protection to ensure that it never exposes itself to sort of the minimum manoeuvre speeds. So when are you booked in for the Spitfire, I wish?
Ready flight 388 contact.
Golden Aviation Reel. Is it normal for M1 on the 73 to be between 95 and 99 during climb? I thought it should be below 91. Where'd you heard that from?
And 328 Mike Bravo and a packet.
It could be up to over 100.
I have all packet Mach 0.78 and I have 328 Bravo.
So if I go here to M1 limit, you can sometimes see in the climb M1's in excess of 100%. It's 100.1, 100.2. Now at sea level, that's going to not do the engines much good. High EGT, you're going to probably above MCT start overheating the engines, but at the cruise where the air is a lot less dense, the engine's having to work less. Higher M1s, or max continuous thrust, which I actually should have set now, it's quite high. So yeah, it's, I don't know where you heard that from.
Delta 1631 LA Center, welcome.
Steve, yeah, 5k for being sat in the back of a Spit. Yeah, do that the first day after you retire. It's a gift to yourself to top the career off. I need to get there first. I've got a few years left. Amazing, Spitfire F100. Well, that's probably the inspiration for your YouTube handle. It's lucky enough to have a flight in Spitfire back in 2015. Thoroughly recommended. I think everyone in chat, including myself, is now very jealous. Amazing. Valley, yeah, MiG-29 in Russia. I remember about those experiences. And there was a place in South Africa called Thunder City at Cape Town. You could fly in the Lightning. I don't know if that's still going. Incredible experiences that you could have had. Right, how long have we got as we approach Las Vegas? Oh, there is Las Vegas. There's the airport. I don't know how much. Yeah, you see it's all flat here, but if you're a bit closer, you sort of get 3D objects. So you see all the sort of trees there.
Just to the east of the Needles Vortex.
Pete, I'm not going to do a fundraiser. Yes, for my Spitfire ride, please. No way, guys. I'd never ever do that. We'll find a great cause instead. I'll save them for it. Lily, why max continuous rather than cruise M1 limit? Is that an airline specific thing? Yeah, so our operator have this setting. So if I go M1 limit, the max cruise you can see is 94.5. However, if I select max continuous thrust, we get a little bit more from the engines. So the idea is, in turbulent conditions, or if we get ourselves into a low speed situation, we have maximum continuous thrust available to accelerate. Now I'll try and demonstrate this for you. Obviously if you're at sea level, this is what we do on one of the type rating sessions as well, so obviously I've got to be aware I've given a speed from ATC here, but I will demonstrate it. So what we do is actually disconnect the auto throttle, close the thrust levers. Now this needs to be fixed by ZIBO. This spool down time is way too fast, so it takes in the real aircraft to do what I've done here probably 15 seconds to get down to this M1. In the ZIBO it's about 4 or 5, so that needs to be fixed. And you can see how slow it is to slow down. Now what we then do is start a timer. Let's see if this works. Set max continuous thrust. Oh, that is ZIBO. Yeah, guys, that should take 20 seconds. Not 3. But what I'm trying to say here, when we demonstrate the type rating, we demonstrate how long it takes the engine to accelerate. But look at this. See how slow it is to accelerate. That is realistic. That is realistic. So if I set MCT, so by going to 98.2 instead of 94.2, so if I have maximum cruise thrust set there, the acceleration's slower. But yeah, that's the spool up and spool down times are completely wrong for this altitude. Yeah, they don't spool like that at 30,000 feet. It takes 15 seconds, guys, not 2. That's a shame, because I thought that used to work perfectly. Order throttle engaged. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. Anyway, LA. amazing. Where's the strip? There it is. And I think Las Vegas has some love from the devs at Lamina, so they've got all the correct 3D buildings there. I have the flight ampersand actually for Las Vegas in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But yeah, you can sort of see the strip. That light that beams up from the pyramid. Right at the top of Las Vegas then. What FPS we're getting here? About 60, 70. Perfect right turn. An aircraft we're chasing. Yeah, chasing the contrail there. Las Venturas, classic San Andreas city. Are you impressed with my Grand Theft Auto knowledge, ladies and gentlemen? It's a GTA 6 out this year, finally. Kem says, I don't know if this was asked previously, but would you recommend ZIBO over PMDG? Let's see how the aircraft... to be fair, this isn't really a good test of handling today because we're doing a high altitude landing. It's more of a bit of fun. I mean, you could get a 7.3 in here, as I'll demonstrate. But PMDG is probably the most overall simulated, the best simulated 7.3. Now, the ZIBO mod is fantastic. It's really improved. It's free. That's the main thing. And the handling, I think the aircraft flies better, but I think that for all aircraft in X-Plane than in Microsoft Flight Sim. 2024, there's been significant improvements, but I'd say if you're on your type rating, I'd say look, use the PMDG, especially with the failures, to practice with non-normal situations with. Which scenery provider using? I've stuck with Bing. I did use Google, but it was too bright. Like, it was like rainbow colours, and I've always used Bing with. Ortho, so I just stuck with Bing as the same source here. Pretty happy with it.
Fuel in pounds and souls on board.
Eh? What's going on? Someone having an emergency.
We definitely put more than we should have in here.
Apparently GTA 6 is out this year. This decade we'll be pushing it. I've seen the memes. Aviation, what do you think about ZIBO Level Up? Haven't had a chance to try Level Up V2. Yeah, I flew Level Up last month. Definitely improves sounds, textures and whatnot, but I think the mod still flies better. I think they have their own custom flight model, I think. Should give it Arc a shot. No, really. See, I've downloaded all that. I mean, it looks great to me, guys. I'm happy. For GA, I don't know how it looks for GA, but I mean, for me, commercial airliner flying, which I do, well, I'd say in X-Plane 100% of the time, I'd probably just go to Microsoft Flight Sim for GA flying. But there's some really good GA aircraft available. But yeah, it looks fine for me.
5486 at flight level 250.
Hoover Dam should be down there, yes. Do excuse my lack of geographical knowledge. And this goes to into the Grand Canyon, correct? Oh no, it's further south.
3325.
Is that the Hoover Dam there?
5486.
Oh gosh, yes, I've got like the power lines. Don't know if we can see it there, so if I look across the lake. Oh, I don't know where I'm looking, guys. It's behind me. If I jump out my plane. Is that it down there? Oh, I wouldn't know where I'm looking. Oh, I need to jump back in the plane. Come back. Golden Aviation says, what's your thoughts on the next gen scenery for X-Plane 12? What are you expecting? I didn't know there was a next gen scenery. I mean, I'm more than happy to stick with this, seeing it's completely free of charge. Yeah, we'll start setting up at about 150 miles away, guys, because it'll be really fun, this approach today. So, obviously, my operator doesn't fly to the United States. And I had a look at this approach, and it's quite unique. You've got some non-precision approaches, RMP approaches, but the minimum's too high. So I'm going to go for the localizer only. Now, because of the platform altitude being at 11,500, but the minimum is literally 160 feet below it, you can't really use VNAV for this non-precision approach. So I'm going to have to fly this precision approach using vertical speed, which is an approved way of my operator, and we're going to sort of do something called a double brief. Now, long-term members of my channel have heard of things called double brief. What a double brief is my operator's way of explaining, or pilot flying explaining to pilot monitoring how we're going to fly a non-precision approach. So we're going to have to, because of the elevation being 9,000 feet, which I must actually stress, this is above the maximum certified landing altitude for a standard 737, which is 8,400 feet. We have to fly this. We have to get fully configured, flap 5, then gear down. I'm going to have to go flap 4 to gear down level, and we actually fly this very a similar sort of approach into Lanzarote, landing on runway 03. Runway 21. We have to be level, fully configured, gear down, flat 40 at the platform altitude. Then we use VS to descend. Now the problem is, look at this, 3.62 degrees at 9,000 feet. So our true airspeed, if I'm fully configured, will probably be today our weight, an indicated airspeed of 141, 140 maybe, but our true airspeed is going to be about 170, 180. Ground speed higher, so I have to maintain a vertical speed in excess of 1,000 feet per minute to actually stay on the path. But on my test sector, I was getting terrain warnings continuously, even though I was towards a mountain, which reminds me, later on we will inhibit the terrain. You would never, ever, ever do this in real life. There's no procedure in which you do that unless you're having, let's say, spurious terrain warnings from GPS spoofing. But yeah, we'll have to do it today, otherwise it just, on the whole approach, it goes terrain, pull up, terrain, pull up. Yeah, it'll be a great way of flying it today. Wow, that's a lot of transferring going on, Golden Aviation Reel. So yeah, I thought, I looked at Telluride. This was actually a destination request from one of the members, and I should be really in a business jet, but I looked at the numbers. You know, how long is the runway? It's 2,000, well, it's feet, isn't it? What's that? It's just over 2,000 meters in metric terms. So the 7.3 we operate and land on runways, 400 or 500 meters shorter than that. But the width is tricky. It's only 30 meters wide, which is the minimum approved width for the 7.3. And my operator as well. So it's not the ideal destination. This is why there's no commercial jet airline and traffic flying here. And I should also think half the year it's covered in snow and closed. So yes, I chose the absolute perfect day today, and with XA snow, when we descend, we'll see the snow on the scenery as well. Look fantastic. Martin, you can disable the train radar through the X-Plane plug-in window. Oh, I don't like doing that because I've disabled things in X-Plane on the plug-in window before and it's crashed it, so I'll leave that as it is. Oh, lovely. Now we've got a 14 knot tailwind. Great, 2 tons. Why did you share that with me? That is not going to help. We have a circle to land, but yeah, it's not going to work in this
50,
aircraft round the
40,
corner.
30, 20.
Thank you very much, Cypher
10.
Wolf, for your donation. Most kind. Thank you.
A hypothetical question.
Let's have a look.
During cruise, what's your first point of action if all power to aircraft is suddenly cut off, including engines shut
Amazing question, Cypher Wolf. Now, I'll ask very nicely one of my moderators to find my dual engine failure tutorial or demonstration, which will answer a lot of those questions. But yes, right now, if it was to happen, the first thing is fly the aeroplane. So if you were to lose both engines, you'll go straight to standby power. Well, not straight to standby power, but I'd ask the first officer to immediately start the APU and pitch for best glide. So I'd probably start at around 230 knots at this altitude, and then below 20,000 feet the upspeed would appear, and then maintain that speed until I find a runway. Top tip: once you've got AC power restored, set this down to the general elevation of the area, and you get the green arc to see roughly where you can glide to, and then basically come into the nearest suitable airport. So look, I'd probably do a 180 here, go back to Las Vegas. So there's lots of options, but yeah, restore power, maintain the speed. At this altitude you've probably got 20-25 minutes, but at low altitude your options are very limited. But check out my dual engine failure. Fantastic question. I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Yeah, thanks Domino, cheers guys. Domino and Edo, top mods. They're always sticking around, guys. Thank you. Pitch best glide, there really isn't one. The upspeed is going to be close enough to the best VMD, you know, as good as you'll get. Skittish, thank you very much, Skittish Scottish. 28 months just tuning in. How's the PC holding up? Captain is doing a fantastic job. We are in the cruise here, 37,000 feet. Settings high, I'm getting around 70 FPS. But most importantly, as I do a little flyby, it's silky smooth, not a single stutter in X-Plane 12. We're enjoying X-Plane Map Enhancement as well. No, thank you. Kevin Cook, you should land at Leadville. 1900 metres, 23. Pass. I think Las Vegas might have a few of the longer strips of tarmac. Where are we anyway? I think you want to hear from your flight crew. Inbound to Newton, and not much going on around here. Have we crossed into Colorado yet? Or have we gone through? Oh no, we've been in Nevada. Oh, we're now in Arizona, the state I spent 6 months of my life. Then, we're crossing loads of states. Utah, and then into Colorado. Perfect. Many states. Yeah, we'll start setting up soon, guys. So yeah, what is it today? It's Tuesday. Another stream hopefully Thursday or Friday. Bounce, one of my members, has made a Alpaca Airways liveried aircraft for the TFD AMD 11 freighter, so I might try that out. Now I've got X-Plane up and running. I've been wanting to fly the Dash 8 by FlyJSim. It's been ages since I've flown a turboprop, and that's probably the best turboprop available in any simulator. FlyJSim deserves some exposure as well, so I might take that for a spin in X-Plane. But yeah, MD-11 freighter, yeah, we could probably take that into a busy event. That's always a laugh. I've flown the 737 a lot in the last 2 months, which is obviously always going to happen, seeing that's my background. But with the release of the PMDG and the ZIBO, I think in the last sort of 20 streams, I'd say 15 has been 7.3. But yeah, I think Dash 8 would be fun, MD-11. I'd also like to record something more to experiment on my new computer, because I can now record in native 2K resolution, because I updated my license on Adobe Premiere Elements, which has significantly improved. I had the 2020 version, so I upgraded the pack. So I want to just some people made requests to do a little brief tutorial on how to build custom waypoints in the FMC, so I could probably record a really brief 6-7 minute video to explain what to do, and go from there. Hello Night Beauty Pictures, good to see you, Captain. Trust you've been keeping well. Very well, thank you, sir. Hope you've been too. I haven't tuned in since before Christmas, so happy belated New Year. Great to reach your milestone. For the Help the Heroes fundraiser, thank you so much. Yes, we did a great job, and to go to £4,000, which was 5,000 was super ambitious, 4,000, but then to actually smash the original target right on landing on the 4th sector, that was fantastic. I was exhausted after that though, guys. I tell you what, 4 sectors, we won't do many of those on the channel. I think 2 is fine. I mean, typically a 2 sector stream I allow 4 hours for, 3.5 if they're particularly short sectors. But just the 1 sector this evening, guys. I'm quite sure the last Airbus stream was like 5 years ago. I've almost recovered Lone Wanderer. We might look at the Phoenix A320 again soon. Valley, we could also be opulent. I love that word, and enjoy some luxury of the A380, possibly. Brian Parker, that's the second time someone's told me about the ZIBO ambulance request. No, should we look at that today? I feel like we should. SEM 1778, one problem I encounter on the PMG is it had the wind correction factor of 5 knots. Echo has a hard time getting down due to wind energy. Well, that should make no change. That's just information for the FMC. It should be your actual speed you're flying. Now, historically, I think most add-ons in desktop simulators have a tendency to float, not by a huge amount. I think the mod's pretty good in that respect. talking about floating, I think one little thing I've noticed with Telluride, actually I didn't resolve, is it's very downsloped on runway 09, which we're flying today. I think that might be a scenery issue. I mean, it's doable, but I don't know if it's as significantly sloped as it is in X-Plane 12 today, so that's not going to help. It's massively downsloped. We could have an overrun. Larry says, hello, I might fly Cessna, making 80 knots ground speed if he does that. Ah, very good. There's my new PC specs, which I've added there as well. If you guys want to do me a massive favour, click that link. It just takes you to Chill Blast, but they're actually monitoring how many clicks I can bring to their website, and the long-term aim is, not yet, but I'm hoping that they can provide a discount. So I've already had 2 people purchase a PC through that link, which they can see, so that's good. So long-term aim is to be able to get work with Chill Blast a little closer and get you guys discounts on custom-built PCs. But yeah, if you click the link and then just close it, that's fine. We've got 300 people watching if they saw that. Oh yeah, great. X-Plane's looking good. It sure is. NM Flyer Robin 5413. Very nice. There it is. Yeah, X-Plane Map Enhancement. What a... I'd say investment. It's free. What a utility. Yeah, I know, Evergreen. Yes, I know. It's a UK market. I think they ship to Europe. I don't even know if they ship to the US. But still. Thank you, Larry. That's great. They might ship to the US. I need to find that out. Nightbot on the timer is massively helping me out there. That's crazy. Do you use him, Evan, as well this minute? No. All I've got is X-Plane Map Enhancement. That's it. I don't want to hammer plugins and add-ons in X-Plane. Most of you well know I've had so many issues with X-Plane on my old PC, which is why I did a complete clean install. I didn't even copy a single thing from my old X-Plane. Well, the only one I did was my CSLs for X-Pilot to view the traffic. I completely reconfigured all of my bindings from scratch. Complete clean install. Oh yeah, so 2 tons. Telluride runway slope is 0.5%. Yes. I think that X-Plane Map Enhancement might have messed with the runway a bit here. Because it's definitely not migrating. It's more like 20% down to start with. But it adds to the challenge. It's a little bit spicy. Right, and how many miles, guys? Yeah, 150. Let's start setting up, because this is going to be a really interesting approach to plan for. So, 250 below 10,000. Execute. Forecasted. Send request. Now, first thing to note is the elevation here is 9,000 feet. So when we get to 19,000 feet, we're only 10,000 feet above the ground, we'll have to do our post-cruise checks there and start setting up. So one thing you can do to sort of give yourself more time, so just load the winds in here, and the altimeter will be 3037. Execute /30.37. On the descent page, just put 250 below 19,000 feet. That will just slow you down, or 190 in 10,000 feet above the ground to 250 knots. Just helps you sort of plan for the approach. So that's in. Fixed rings in now. This is more for situation awareness, really. I'm not actually going to configure as per the fixed rings. So, hold on. Where's the runway? Zambu 6. Don't have a runway point coded. What's going on? I did yesterday on my test sector. Oh, it terminates at the missed approach point. No, that's fair enough. Yeah, localizer point 3.6. That's fine. SecSep is the. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so some non-precision approaches don't have runway points coded, and actually localizer only approaches don't. So that's absolutely no issue. But you can still put the fixed rings in by selecting fix, typing in the runway. 09. Put 10 and 4. And again, this is just for situation awareness. I'm going to configure completely differently as per this approach. So look, there's no stars into Telluride. So our routing is an airway via Delta Victor Charlie to Echo Tango Lima. And you can see that on the chart. Oh no, you can't. Anyway, procedure not authorised. But look, the airway goes to the cones VOR. So this is a localizer only approach. The first thing to note, it's an offset, so the localizer does not line up with the runway. The localizer station is here. You can actually see it on the scenery. So you'll see on final we won't be lined up with any runway at all. So we're going to go via cones to Hodlow. Hodlow at 12,000 feet. Now, let's carefully check the FMCs here. So Hodlow, and want to be at 12,000 feet. And then, if I just delete this temporarily, just want to see what it says. Yeah, 12,219. Now, I'm actually going to override this and put hard 12,000. I'm not worried about CDAs today. And then we have Zagbu. I'm also going to make this hard 11,000. Actually, no, I'll leave it as or above. So what we're going to do is, because of the altitude, we're going to have a very high true airspeed and potential tailwind as well. So we're going to be level at 12,000. I'm then going to use vertical speed just to descend to 500 feet. We're going to be at the flat 5 speed here. And then we're going to go gear down flat 15, flat 40, and I'm going to have to be level, gear down flat 40 at 11,500 feet. We then descend on a 3.62 degree glide path, which checks in the FMC. And the reason is we're going to be really close to the runway here, about 6 miles. And because of the steep nature of this approach and the fact that our ground speed will be high because of the altitude, we'll probably be best 170 knots. So that already tells you our rate of descent needs to be in excess of 1,000 feet per minute just to stay on the correct vertical profile. Now thankfully the PAPIs match the vertical profile as well, so we should see 2 reds, 2 whites to show us on path. And then we'll disconnect the automatics. We'll have to recycle flight directors and fly manually. Now a couple of things I'd like to point out. Typically the maximum rate of descent on any approach of my operator is 1,000 feet per minute at the landing gate. However, it can be higher so long as you've pre-briefed it and it's required for the approach. So things like single engine ILSs at high gross weights, you have to maintain a rate of descent of 1,000 feet per minute just to stay on the glide path. So you sort of brief look at it, it's briefly over 1,000, that's acceptable, but typically the maximum is 1,000 feet per minute. So we've sort of discussed how we're going to fly it. We need to tune the frequencies, courses and minimums. So the ILS is 109.3. That's set. I really enjoyed planning this approach as well. Typically I'd have a briefing pack and my operator told me exactly what to do. But I sort of designed it within the framework of our SOPs to fly it as safely as possible. So frequencies are set 109.3, the courses are 093, so I'll set that now on the MCP. I'm twiddling both knobs as we speak. Quickly. I need to get this camera up and running, or Streamlabs needs to sort their stuff out so I can actually have MCP cam back up. So frequencies, courses, check out the minimums. 11,340 feet. We need to add 40 feet to that. So that's 11,380, 2,300 feet above the ground. So it's literally, you pass the FAFL at 11,500, descend 100 feet, minimums, you've got to be visual. So that's why we've got to use VS today, because VNAV won't really work because of the height of the minimums, and then it'll go out, acquire, out, hold, etc, etc. So we have to add 40 feet because it's an MDA, so 11,380, unbelievably high, is the minimum, so 11,380. Let's set that here. Just zoom in a bit to excess data. Have I still got ATC here? I've not heard anything from him. Oh yeah, Ruben, this would definitely be the job for the air brake on the 146. This would be the perfect place to take a 146. Not a 73. Yeah, I don't think historically any Airbus or 73s landed here. So 11,380. RVR is American things. Statue miles high, but we're beautiful weather here today. This wind, hopefully it dies down and goes 0 knots like at the start of the stream, because at the moment that's giving me info runways. We're steady at a 3 knot tailwind, that's fine, but yeah, great. Right, let's look at the performance then, which is going to be critical. Short runway, it's not very wide, so we'd have a very light crosswind, very low crosswind limitation. I'll just use Navigraph because it's sort of, or Simbri because it's open here. Let me just open Chrome up. So we'll definitely use flat 40 today. Flat 40, landing weight should be accurate, we took no extra fuel, VOF will be +5, dry, calculate. So this is showing flat 40, max auto, actual landing distance 1561, flat 40, max auto, and that hasn't even taken the ridiculous downslope which X-Plane's put in here. Yeah, I had to use this yesterday, and I nearly went for a skiing lesson afterwards in the 7.3. Right, anyway. Right, fuel, we're going to burn 800 kilos, landing weight's going to be 59.4, which is exactly what it's on the landing calculator. Flap 40, V-fly 139, water brake max, pulled out max, jet's complete. No flaps challenge, yeah, you're going off the end on a flaps up landing. There we are. We'll be alright. Those carbon brakes are going to get hot. I think I've got steel brakes, Steve, fitted to this ZIBO mod. Should we trust max auto? Explain if it's got snow on the runway. No, we're definitely going skiing. Oh yeah, we're not briefed the missed approach. Now this would be one thing that I haven't seen any accurate performance calculators yet in regards to missed approach climb gradients here. So yeah, this is really, you'd be very careful with your performance planning here in the event of an engine failure and then you decided to go around, because you've got to really fly this accurately. Climb to 11,800 feet, right turn 13,500 to the VOR and then hold. There'd be probably something, you know, if I was to really fly a 7.3 here in real life, that stipulates in the end to an engine failure you must fly this exact track, this bank angle, this speed. Yeah, I really, if you had an engine failure in a 7.3 here fully loaded at your max weight, you've got to fly incredibly accurately and smoothly. Anyway, there we are. Larry, where did your Fly Live overlay disappear to? I've ditched it because the Fly Live overlay is no longer in active development. It's not been updated for 3 years. For X-Plane it requires XPUIPC, which is a plugin which is even older, and plugins can conflict with X-Plane. It could have been the root cause of my issues previously, so I got rid of it. I think there are other overlay options available. I think they use other clients, but because I already use New Sky, I don't want any other clients running in the background. So yeah. I mean, are you guys missing the overlay? I asked this question last stream of the charity stream, and no one was missing it. I got the general conception it actually looked better, looked cleaner. So look, the video description has all the flight information. If people want to ask what time we're landing, they can do. So at the moment, it's clean. It looks good. I'm happy not to have it. And it's one less thing for me to set up before the stream. What earth is going on there? Did you see that, guys? I have to say, they're freaking very sharp, isn't it? The mod. New Sky doesn't have a built-in overlay. It doesn't. It doesn't. Oh, LA Centre's logged off. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? I didn't even realise. Did the controller say it was logging off? He's gone. There's Salt Lake City approach online, that's it. Alright, well, we'll go over to advisory. Bye-bye, LA Centre. Thanks for your brief ATC, where you maybe turn all sorts of weird headings. One thing I've not discussed is my fuel. How much are we landing with? 2.2. That's not great. We'll do a little fuel check if I can. We've been burning a lot of gas. Our alternate, we need 2.1. I have no ability to hold after a event of a missed approach. I just immediately divert if I don't commit to Telluride, and you're a fool to commit to Telluride. Have you? Yeah. So yeah, we've got no wriggle room. Is there a fuel leak? Well, we'll do a fuel check at. Oh, we've just passed Dicelug. Perfect. Dice 3 tons, and I took minimum block fuel 6.3. That though, I mean, I flew the SID, turned at the correct point. There I dice. I should have 2.9. I'm actually save fuel, so yeah, I just think the flight plan's a bit tight on the old fuel. Oh, what is going on in Microsoft Flight Simulator? X-Plane 12. So you say Microsoft Flight Simulator. What is going on in Microsoft Flight X-Plane 12? What is going on in X-Plane 12? The altitude just keeps jumping up and down. I think that's weather changes in the sim. Strange. Right, let's have a look here in the chat what people have been saying about my overlay. Yeah, it was quite handy to know if I could wash the dishes before landing. Okay, fair enough. No one has been asking for details. That is true, Steve. I think when I started though 3 or 4 years ago, people were... Only thing missing is dog cam. Jack is here, but he's downstairs at the moment. Perfect. Barrow... Oh, what are you saying, 2 tons? Barrow... Issue with weather, reading multiple airport metars at the same time, causing Barrow to jump around. Been watching that via the instructor panel and X-Plane. Ah, okay. Yeah, potentially, Larry. XPU IPC, I can't say it isn't, but again, it's a plugin that receives no support. One less plugin in X-Plane is always a good thing. Optimus subprime. Maybe the Earth is growing and shrinking below you, potentially. Weather information, 2 tons. Oh, yes, I believe it. I won't open it up today. Sometimes I've had sim crashes opening up that map, pressing I. Derek, when I click on your specs link, it says page not found. Oh, really? The Chill Blast link? Strange. Did the link not work earlier? The Chill Blast link, guys, in the video description, does it say page not found? That shouldn't be the case. Hope not. Works for me. Okay. John, yes, absolutely. Will there be a replay of a landing? It's X-Plane. I could do replays all day long. Just before we descend, there's that beautiful scenery in Colorado now. We should have snow. I think when you're a bit higher, I don't know if it gets rid of the snow. It sort of arrived when I started descending. Oh yeah, there you go, it's working fine. And I've just clicked the link. Yeah, link's all okay. It's all good. Yeah, check your ad blocker. Might have an ad blocker. Very nice. I haven't seen a single cloud today, but I think that's accurate for the weather here in the US. Apart from the sort of East Coast and Central America, you're getting really hammered with snowstorms, aren't you? Oh, John, the funky replay music will be here. Landing time, guys, will be 22:08. So what's that? Just over 23 minutes from now. Ah, good you didn't read the changelog of the last ZIBO version. I did read that, actually. HMS, yeah, US and Canada. If you look at Toronto, New York right now, Boston, there's huge amounts of snow. I'd love to see that amount of snow in the UK. Robbie, I still heard from shoveling snow yesterday. M3 Tally, yeah, I've got XA snow installed. I think you're talking to someone else. Awesome, but yeah, XPME, guys. No affiliation with the developer, but go check this out. Very easy to install, the instructions are clear. You just have to put the folders outside the X-Plane folder, but I created one. It's looking good. Top of descent coming up. This is a lovely sector. For me, the perfect sector length, single sector, is about an hour to an hour and a half. An hour can be sometimes a bit short. If I do 2 sectors, I like to do 1 hour. But yeah, VS approach. Not routinely flown on the line these days. Like I mentioned, one of the places we routinely fly VS approaches is Lanzarote when they're landing south, runway 21, which is very unusual with the prevailing winds. And one of the things when line training that's a bit of a pain, you have to take the student, you have to do a VS approach, but with our SOPs we have to have a 2-mile level segment prior to descending on the approach, which sometimes you know, a lot of airports monitoring CDAs, you can't do it, so you're quite limited. So one of the places I like to do VS approaches when I'm line training is Faro, which is sort of dip down and just fly from there. Alright, top of descent coming up. This won't take long. Don't forget the elevation is 9,000 feet. So we're only sort of 28,000 feet above our aerodrome here. God, the scenery is fantastic. So sparsely populated here. There's nothing going on out there. Oh, there's a road down there. That's all. God, it's just nothing like this in Europe, really. Oh, Alan, I've just read your message, buddy. Evening all. Various domestic reasons I've not been flying for some time. Unfortunately, your wife passed away. I'm intending to start again. I've realised I have a steep curve to catch up. Oh, Alan, well, I'm sure everyone will share my thoughts with everyone in chat here. We're very sorry to hear that, Alan. And you know, I think you were married a very long time. I think you mentioned that once in the past. So really sorry to hear that, buddy. You know, take it steady, and we'll all be waiting for you. And you'll have many virtual flight hours to enjoy in the future, my friend. Bless you, Alan. Right, guys, that's top of descent coming up, 4.2 miles. What I'll do is check the legs page. We have 12,000 feet. Next safe altitude descent to Hodlow. So what I'll do, set 12,000 feet. One thing on the wing control MCP in the mod, it takes ages to spin this. Set the altimeter 3037 because I preset it. No change in the VNAV pass. Path passing 37,300 feet for 12,000 feet. Standby altimeter is also set 3037. Okay, I'm just watching this. It should smoothly transition on to path. Yeah, so in the real aircraft, it's so smooth, the cruise to descent, the path never leaves the middle point. So it's just got a little low there, and resulting in it's having to pitch up, which is going to bleed the speed off, so just keeping a close eye on that. I've got manual thrust override on. Captain Leonardo thinks ZIBO's a great add-on for a freeware. Oh, it is the best freeware. I don't think there's any freeware which is as well modelled as the mod. So there we are, we're now back on path. Speed's just trickled a bit low, so you've got two options. You can either push speed into vent or add thrust manually. So I like to, when I'm training, advise people to push speed into vent with common VNAV. Stays on path and smoothly adds thrust to get you back on speed. Are the FD cuddles more realistic than the level up or Zedo? If I remember rightly, Canadian, the level up one's a bit washed out. They're fine in the mod. This is a little bit they're darker in real life, but it doesn't really bother me. Great to see so many people watching this evening as well. 342. Amazing, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. "57 years, Alan. That's incredible. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, my friend. I don't think there's anyone else in chat that has been married for over 50. HMS Daring 1, do you have any challenges adapting after doing 6 months of flying out in the US? When I was doing my CPL, is that? I think that's in reference, perhaps, HMS Daring 1. No, it just sort of came to the UK, if that was what you were asking. There we are. So it should, I think in reality there'd be snow on these mountains. Now I do have XA snow, but I think it only starts sort of putting snow on the scenery when you get below a certain height. Larry, it's an excellent type of day for you to do your top 2 audience countries. Yeah, I mean it's getting a bit late in Europe, so obviously outside the UK it's 10 to 11 at night. Most people are going to bed for the week, but yeah, I always try to stream between sort of 5 and 8 in the evening, but sometimes I sort of shake it up a bit just to allow some other people to watch it. Sometimes I do a morning stream in the UK. Sort of evening California or West Coast US I've never can be able to do really, because it's sort of 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning UK time. angle 25 degrees. So these two green circles are the decel points from our econ climb speed of 7.8. So I can now close speed intervents. Yeah, looks I've actually gone a bit fast there. That's my fault. Then I can get the speed brake out and actually check the speed brake effectiveness in the mod anyway. Yeah, pretty good. High speed, the speed brake's much more effective. But once we're back on par for the speed, we should be able to leave it. So 25,000 feet, we'll pop the seatbelt signs on now. Snow's not quite loaded in yet. It will do. Yeah, I think it's... oh no, it's just the overlay. Oh, that's my American voice. Now we're on speed now. Stay the speed brake. Perfect. On summer 59, you're 54 this year. Oh, very good, sir. Alright, looking good. On path, on speed, holding speed nicely. Happy days. Latest version of XPME, yes. How's my RAM usage? I'll tell you, hold on. I don't know whether using other things on my PC would be causing that to be a different number, but let me just show you. So right now, this. Don't know if that helps. 52 degrees on the GPU. CPU is... oh no, I can tell you on the motherboard is 49. The size of the fans on this PC is absolutely crazy. But yeah, we did 4 sectors in Microsoft Flight Simulator concurrently. No issues at all. Optimus, yeah, it does kick out a lot of heat. But having said that, not as much as my old PC. My old PC, I swear, was hotter. I think it'll be interesting in the summer, but I did buy, as some of you are aware, a portable AC unit for the office. But right now I'm 25 degrees in here with the door closed because my daughter is asleep in the opposite room. But we've got thick doors here. Yeah, since I've had it back, no issues. But the one thing that scared me when I turned it on, because it takes so long for it to boot up, but I've, thanks to Steve who explained it to me and I looked online, it takes longer with sort of DDR5 RAM, memory training, so when you boot it up it takes about 45 seconds to get to sort of a Windows start screen. There we are. There's the snow beginning to form on my test sector. It's sort of started doing it around now. What a beautiful day to have gone flying though. Around 13,000 feet above the ground now. Don't forget the elevation here is 9,000 feet. You're going to enjoy... oh, there we go. See the snow loading in? And XA Snow is great because it works with Ortho and XPME and also stock scenery. Again, it's just one of these fantastic plugins. How it works, I don't know. The snow spawned in, but that's good. So that's what you'd see here. These are all ski mountains, aren't they? Amazing. Steve, yeah, I love the Lee & Lee mesh cases. Well, that's the one I chose based off the reviews. I mean, the fans on the front are absolutely giant. Takes data from NOAA every 6 hours. Amazing. So we're 12,000 feet above the ground. There's the adjusted 250 below 100 knots at... what did I put? 19,000 feet. And it looks so great with the snow. The way it works is fantastic. Like, it looks so realistic how the snow sort of appears on the mountains. Beautiful. Giant fans can spin slow and still shift tons of air, so lovely and quiet. Steve makes another point as well. The new PC is so much quieter than my old one as well. So much quieter. Yeah, like a high bypass turbofan, exactly, John. Alright, there we are. So passing 19,300 for 12,000 feet. We'll do the post-cruise checks now because we are 10,000 feet above elevation. Turn the music off. So fuel 4 pumps. We don't have a huge amount extra. 2.6. Lights. Logo. Angular bank 25. Pressurization 3.5. Set. Belts on. Imagine the cabin secure. Recall. Checks complete. So I think someone's on V-Pilot, well, that's him, just talked about the approach there. I'm just going to have a little look, see where they are. Okay, he's quite far ahead of us, so alright. And they don't need to backtrack or anything. Telluride traffic, hello, it's Alpaca 2701. I'll be on final runway 09 to Telluride in 5 minutes. Awesome. So this is going to be a busy approach. As briefed you guys, we're going to have to slow right down 12,000 feet. So we're going to be bringing the speed right back, fully configured, level at the platform altitude prior to ZAGBOO, which is the final approach fix. And what? Oh no, that's not going to help. 45 knot tailwind. I didn't have this on the test sector. This might not work, guys. Seriously, if that tailwind does not subside, we're in serious trouble. Serious trouble. Right, ground speed 230 knots on short final. Let's see. David B was right in Discord. He said it's probably not appropriate aircraft to land Telluride. I was like, I'll be fine. Surface wind 3204. Okay, that's good. Actually, at this point, it's 0. I've made no cold temperature corrections. However, the chart does say you only need to make cold temperature corrections here when the temperature is below -17. So, there we are. That's a good point. No gusting winds. Yes, X-Plane's ability of modelling gusting winds isn't great. Look at this weather, guys. How good does that look? And it's really crisp. John, it'll be fine flying in Sim 2026. Alright, well, remember the elevation's 9,000 feet, so we're only 6,000 feet above the ground now. And you can see, look, 250 knots, yes, a bit of a tailwind, but my ground speed is really high. But thankfully that wind is decreasing as we descend. Now, when does X-Plane recognise the new METAR? That's a good point. Has it flying a non-precision approach? That needs to be accurately set. Fingers crossed. My test sector was interesting, I have to say. Can't see the airfield. Oh yeah, and I must stress, getting the excuses in now, the runway slope, unrealistic. It's massively down-sloped. So yeah, on that note, it reminds me. Never do that in real life, but honestly the warnings are just continuous on this, as it probably would be with all the terrain around. But Dave, get a pirate from the plane ahead. I don't know what civvy he's in. Alright, so we're going to pass the localizer. It's just come alive now, so 22 miles to run. And we've got the decel point coming up now as well. You know what, I'm actually going to decel a bit earlier, so speed intervent. Up speed. I'm going to get the speed brake out. I actually want to slow right down here. Oh, Kanofsky, thank you very much for your €6. No motorbike on this today. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for the €6.
Red heart emoji.
A red heart emoji. Why, thank you so much. Cheers, buddy. Oh, tailwind 24 knots, but look at my ground speed, 274. It's so high. Flaps 1. We're not messing. I've got to bring the speed right back, guys. Here, you just got to high altitude. It's really going to bite. So we're going to go through the localizer. Look, so we're just going through it now. Remember, it's massively offset, but we can't intercept it from here because of the terrain. So we're going to have to go exactly via cones and then intercept from the left. Flat 5. I don't care if the thrust comes up. I just want to get right down to the flat 5 speed, nice and early. No CDAs here today. Probably since the runway's like a ski slope, I suppose we have to excuse. I have to excuse some off-piste start landing. Yes, that's all part of the plan. Ryan, you're very pleased with X-Plane Map Enhancement. Looks great. CTAF 1230, thanks. Alright, so we're going to get some thrust come up. That's fine with flat 5, don't care. Tailwind's dropped off, which is good. Still, look at the ground speed. Look, 173 knots, 222. That's a combination of the increased true airspeed because of the altitude, plus a little bit of a tailwind. Alright, correct sensing. We're coming in from the correct side. 4 lock arms.
1,000 to go.
That was checked. So we're going to level off at 12,000 feet. 1 mile before hot low, we could step down to 11,500. Then we need to fully configure. Runway in sight. Yeah, I can't see it yet. There it is. Just look at the slope. Can you see the slope, guys? Look. Oh, you can't really see it there, but yeah, runway in sight. Localizer, live localizer capture. Runway heading 093 is set. VNAV's doing a really good job here. Perfect. Just resetting the camera. 3204, yeah, ground speed 210 knots. This is raw. I mean, it's not even on the chart, look. 160 is the maximum speed, 1,000 feet per minute, and I'm doing 210 at the flat 5 speed. Right, right, we can step down to 11,500 feet.
1,000 to go.
And now we're going to go vertical speed.
1,000 to go.
And set 1,000 feet per minute, because I want to be level. It's now safe. We've passed hod low. We can safely descend to 11,500 feet, which I want to do as quickly as possible. Maintain this altitude until we're fully configured. So now I can actually go gear down, flat 15. This is the only way you can get in here. I need to get that speed right down as well. Start switches, continuous. Recall checked, speed brake. Arm green lights. Landing gear down, triggering auto brake set. Out acquire, out hold. Below 162, flat 25, and flat 40. So our final approach speed. And this is what we're doing. This is what we do, guys. Into Lanzarote. This is exactly what we're doing. Lanzarote runway 21 to get fully configured level, because we've got to go down this VS approach through a valley. Yeah, guys, that is not how the real runway in Telluride looks. Looks like my tie. A tie that needs folding. Right, 2 miles to go until we get to Zagbu. So we're going to fly this how we fly in Lanzarote. So we can now set the missed approach altitude, 13,500 feet set. And then when we get to Zagbu, our ground speed's 172, which is off the chart. I'm going to probably have to set 1,200 feet per minute. It's the only way to stay on the correct vertical profile, which is in excess of the required amount, but I have no choice. I might actually have to set slightly higher than that because I'm going to get below, but that's going to keep us on the correct path. We do have pappies when we get closer. Wish me luck. Right, 0.6, 0.5, and that way, look, we're all legal. We'll wait until 6.4 DME. Okay, 0.1. Go, 1,500 feet per minute, straight away. Otherwise, we're not going to make it. You know what, I'm just going to do 1,600. I can't get any slower than this. This is as slow as I can go. Checked. Where's the minimum score, ZIBO? Minimums continue. Alright, I've got 3 whites, 1 red, so I can just use that to sort of adjust my VS approach. So 1,300 feet. Continue. Bit late there, ZIBO. Yeah, I put the terrain inhibit on. See what I mean? That's a mandatory terrain escape maneuver, guys. 2 reds, 2 whites. So now I can simply adjust my VS to stay on the pappies. Telluride traffic, Alpaca 2701, final runway 09. Alright, so again, just use VS. There's no altitude distance cross checks available on the chart, but look, keep the runway at the same point in the windscreen, and the runway, your pappies won't change. So you see 2 reds, 2 whites, but we're going to have some fun now, alright? Wish me luck. Gosh, disconnecting auto throttle. Recycle flight director, so off and on again. Right, so I've got to maintain about 1,100 feet per minute just to stay on path, guys. My ground speed 163, that's acceptable, okay? But look, because of the altitude, we're so high. Yeah, it's I don't think that's how the runway looks in real life. I think that might be 3 reds. So I've just had a bit of thrust. The thrust is unusually high at this weight because of the air density. 2 whites, 2 reds. The wind is in my favour. Alright, on centre line, 3 reds.
1,000 feet, stabilize.
So again, mandatory terrain escape manoeuvre required if you were to get that in real life. Oh, got a bit high there.
Terrain.
These terrain warnings going off continuously.
1,000.
Checks.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god!
50, 40, 30.
Check.
20,
Close.
10.
It's massively downsloped. Right, on the markers, speed brake up, reverses, full reverse, max auto. No problem at all. 100 manual braking, on to brake this arm.
80 knots.
80 knots. 60 knots, idle reverse. Hey, idle reverse. Oh, what's going on? Hey, come on. I might need to check my bindings out. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Telluride. And that is why you don't fly here in a 737. No, I haven't got the landing rate calculator, but the one that was flagged up I saw was -0. Amazing. Well, yeah, a couple of things, disclaimers. If you get terrain warnings like that, it's a mandatory terrain escape manoeuvre. The rate of descent that we had was acceptable though, I think, for the approach, but yeah, only please come here in your private business jet and not your commercial jet airliner. Alright. Scenery looks fantastic. I don't know what's going on with my reversers on final. I might just have to double check those bindings. I might have set those wrong. Brilliant. But just to show you, look at that runway. Is that actually what it looks like? It's like massively sloped and then upsloped slightly, but oh dear. Telluride traffic, Alpaca 2701, taxi to gate. Alright, let's clean up, but the beauty of XPME, it just seems to work with really well with stock airports. Oh really, that's what the runway looks like? No way. How's the brakes? They're fine actually, to be fair. At this gross weight, yes at high altitude there, but you know, I use max reverse thrust. It's not going to be the end of the world here, smashing them on. Right, anyway, let's start the APU. I have to say the mod did a really reasonably good job. The altitude rad out callout's a bit random, and the minimum call's a bit late. But overall, you know, it's a bit of an unrealistic test because you'd never land here in real life in a 7.3. But we had a lot of fun doing it. I'll take it. Right, where on earth am I going to park? Amazing performance. Crikey, I don't know where to go, guys. There's a business jet here. I think he's on like. What I might do is just, yeah, park it here. It's not. Apron's too small. Looks amazing though, doesn't it? We'll just go between these biz jets. There we are. Where am I going? I think it's a bit slippy as well. Just park it here. Try not to block the apron. Hey, even this has snow on it. Is that XA snow putting snow on the aircraft? It's amazing if it is. Alright, that'll do. Let's have a look at that. Oh, it's all good, guys. I'm just manoeuvring in. Just let the business jets go if they have to. Alright, that'll do. That is the. Oh yeah, that is the tiny career. I own that jet. My Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 career. Right, flaps. So what else do we need to do? Speed brake stowed. FMC says verify position. Yes, I'd be asking that. APU on the bus. Yeah. Louis should be off already. As should that. We're not in freezing conditions, so we can turn that off. That should be on steady. Right, 2 blues, 1 red engine stand. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Telluride in the 737-800. I really enjoyed that. Great challenging approach. Right, see how New Sky scored me. I love X-Plane and its random roads. There's an an X5 on top of another car there. Right, sorry, verify N2 reducing. Checked. Engine 1 N2 2, N2 below 20% checked. Close that. And there we are, in Telluride. Did I park perfect? I think I parked very well. Everyone can still taxi around in their business jets. Oh look, 150 passengers. I didn't dare put any more on because I had to really limit our approach speed. But you know, if I was coming in at 9,000 feet, that's what you'd expect the aircraft to handle like. I thought it handled quite well. Just apart from the random EGPWS call-outs. I don't think that should have occurred. The terrain was around, but... Oh gosh, that was a bit of a stutter. Yes, it's ZIBO's random buses and stuff. There we are. Very cool. Let's see how we did on New Sky. Don't think we'll get any GSX-style passengers, unfortunately, in X-Plane, but let's have a little look here. See how we did. Close the flight so you can see it with me. Can't teach it. 10 out of 10. Great touchdown. 400 feet per minute apparently, but it was a massive downslope. We'll allow that. Minimal centerline deviation, and we've made some money. Don't forget to call the ambulance. Does an actual ambulance appear? How do I do that? Why didn't we do that before landing? ATC request. How do I do it? It's via ACARS. We don't have all these options on ours. ATC log on to ZIBO. ATC log on to ZIBO. Hey, how do I log on to ZIBO? You shouldn't teach this. CPDLC free text. Ambulance. Can I send it? Well, I haven't got the ability to. You need CPDLC on the FMC. Oh, I'll look into it. I'll do it next time, guys. I'll do it next time. I believe you. It sounds great fun. There we are. Press the ATC button. I'll do it next time, Andy. But I believe you. An ambulance appears. But there we are, guys. XP12 XPME working beautifully on my new PC. Very smooth. Please don't take your 737 land it and Telluride. But the way we flew it, I think, was the only way to do it. Be fully configured. Get down flat 40 at the platform altitude. Pass the final approach fix. Boom. VS approach. This is exactly how we fly VS approaches, or certain VS approaches on the line. Things like I said at Lanzarote 2-1, so you get the aircraft fully configured so you can concentrate on the vertical profile. But yeah, the mod behaved well. Nice to see it's not rotating on its own at 80 knots anymore. The handling felt okay. VNAV is reasonably well behaved. The terrain call-outs, again, a little bit too sensitive, but there's a lot of terrain around, and it must be quite challenging to model. But overall, yeah, nice to see it all well, reasonably well modelled. So, you know, I'll always fly the mod on this channel. It's been by far the most common aircraft I've flown, and I will continue to support it and fly it where possible. So there we are. But I hope you enjoyed the ZIBO mod again. But my goodness, what a great idea it was to resort to XPME. So this is stock X-Plane 12, guys, with XPME, X-Plane Map Enhancement, and the XA Snow plugin. And it just looks absolutely brilliant. And the performance is incredible. What am I getting here? 120 FPS. If I look up 130, yeah, I tell you, it's okay. Bonkers. In the mod, 90. I'm very fortunate to be able to have invested in this PC, guys, but thank you very much. I think I'll be alright. Maybe I can crank the settings up a bit higher, but I've got a lovely balance of performance and specs. That's, I think we're alright. Awesome. Well, look, it's coming up to 18 minutes past 10 in the evening, and yeah, we need to do a replay. Let's have a look at how that landing looked like from outside. I think it was all right. Let's disconnect from VATSIM and stop this music and try the funky replay. Oh, program compatibility assistant. I don't want that. Let's try the replay music. Oh, I presume it works, transferring from my old computer. It does! Alright, let's have a look at that from outside. Oh, it's a cracking approach. Oh, I've missed this, guys. Crank up the volume to max. It sounds so good. I can't hear anything. Here I come. Yes! Oh guys, what a butter! Just right on the markers. That, is it really as downsloped as that? It's like Courchevel. Right on the markers as well. What's FPS here? 150 FPS! That's actually the refresh rate on my monitor, 146. Oh. Apart from the reverse is going a little funky. Beautiful X-Plane. Oh, that is seriously downsloped. I'm glad I went max auto. Oh, this is how the slope looks. That's amazing. That's great, 2 tons. What a landing, though. I'm a modest man, but that was one of the better ones. Boom. Oh gosh. Please, Microsoft Flight Sim have a replay tool like this. Oh, I'm going to just get this chase plane thing. This is so good. I lost the speed brake after landing. Ah, there's probably some noise. There's probably a little bit of noise on my headset. My physical speed brake lever. Oh, that's the tower view. I can't quite see the landing. I'm just going to miss it. There we are, yeah, just touched down. So yeah, the speed brake did extend and then it retracted. So yeah, it's just the noise of my physical lever, unfortunately. Very realistic, guys. Got a bit of a reverser issue. There we are. Welcome to Telluride. Oh, that's going to be an epic view. I think we're going to have to go for that wing view because of the mountains. Maybe that one. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Amazing. Add the Alpaca 73s for the preferred route to Telluride on the seasonal schedule. Yeah, not ideal, but might have a few overruns, I fear, runway excursions. Awesome stuff, guys. Well, once again, thank you very much for tuning in to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Great to see XPME working really well on my new PC. And I'll continue using this sim. I love it so much. And Microsoft Flight Sim. I love them both. I love flight simming. It's great. So, once again, thank you to everyone that contributed today and to members for your continued support, all the regular viewers and subscribers. Check out the 2 links with regards to Chill Blast and 10% off every add-on at Contrail, my new official partners, which is great and exciting. Hopefully get some more discounts with others in the future. Anyway, look after yourselves. I'll hopefully see you live in a couple of days' time. Stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.